of the IRL Performance League World Championship. Tonight is the return of the Belgian Grand Prix, which finds us at the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. The 4.3 mile track, consisting of 19 turns, is certainly a formidable challenge for any driver. Mark, your thoughts on Spa?
Hello, Craig. How you doing?
Good evening.
Spa, it's an alright track, to be fair. I like the Camel Straight more than anything else, because that's the easiest one of them all. But yeah, it's always a dodgy track for me. I never liked Spa in general. I don't know why, I just never liked it, especially the second sector. Where I think it's Riverage and then push on, and then fangs, whatever you call it, the corners. It's just the posh Belgian way. Oh, no.
Certainly, yeah. I think Pouillon's certainly a favourite of mine. Tried to take that in 8th gear a few times the last few days, but for me, actually, I'll always have to drop down to 7th. Just so that I carry the pace through. But certainly Eau Rouge, finally we can go flat out through Eau Rouge. But last night in free practice there was certainly some issues. I think it was Kilo may have had a few issues going through it with the traction. And last night also Spud was having a few issues with his brakes. I think he had actually brake failure at the beginning of the race going into La Source, and I think he actually made contact with 3 of the drivers going into La Source corner.
Okay.
So Spud will be hoping to have rectified those issues. He would have been relying on his mechanics working through the night, getting the car ready for the Performance League race tonight. And I certainly hope that issue has been rectified. He's certainly got a good chance tonight. But also, we've got a few new members tonight. Giuseppe, JFMUFC, and Cloudy Balloons as well. Cloudy Balloons last night in free practice certainly looked fairly competitive. His pace on the soft tyre was very, very consistent. Certainly there is a lot of unknowns. But Malk, I think the biggest unknown tonight will be the weather.
I reckon it's going to rain. It's not going to be dry. Spa is always wet, regardless. If it proves me wrong, then I might as well just give it away. That's it. Can I just say a big hi to Foxy Red? So hi Foxy Red for watching the stream. What did I say to you? What did I say to you?
Perfect, Mark, perfect. The guys in the garages will be thanking you for that prediction.
No, they're going to hate me afterwards. Pretty much. What do you think of this situation, if you was in this situation?
Well, I think we are at a disadvantage that we don't get access to the weather. So we could have a wet qualifying but have a dry race, or we could have a wet qualifying, wet race. We just don't know, and I think that's what is exciting about just being in spectator mode, because we don't know what's actually going to happen. But certainly first on track, I believe, is Cloudy Balloons in the McLaren.
Correct.
So it does look full wets. As I say, we don't have access to the weather app, so we don't know if it's going to dry out later on in the session, but certainly this will present a challenge to the drivers going through Eau Rouge, as Cloudy Balloons had a slide early on going up Eau Rouge.
Wet quality. That's what Mike said. I tell you what, Cloudy Balloons will be like, need all them helium. That's it. for the shock.
Yeah, certainly that was a hair-raising moment for Cloudy Balloons there. He'll certainly not want to be repeating that on his hot lap
No. Um, but yeah, I've just had some confirmation coming in. I believe from our the driver Mike said full wet race, but light rain dry. So full wet, light rain dry. So possibly lap 9 with the light rain, and then about 18 dries, I'm guessing. Oh, Mike's gone! Mike's gone to the wall!
Is that an early retirement, Mark, or can he get back to the pits? Oh, it looks as if his front wing is still intact, so he may be able to salvage his outlap, and he'll be hoping that it doesn't look too much time.
Sorry, three children. Muppet. Just a little bit of a spin there. Yeah. Just got a few more comments now. Hello to Voids. Void said, call to win the race or crash out.
So it's either everything or nothing. Certainly core tactics last night in free practice had very consistent pace. I don't know what he's like in the wet, but certainly that will even everything up. But also it won't actually disadvantage the McLaren as much as it would in the dry. I think the McLaren could be mighty through the more technical Sector 2 section. So I wouldn't discount the new members that are actually find themselves in the McLaren this evening. But certainly the Red Bull should be mighty around here, so it should be advantage Saab.
Should be.
It should be. So certainly a strong chance for Saab tonight. The Williams, I think, will be a handful. So Spud and Mike could have a long night this evening, and the Williams.
Oh, sorry. Just saw Cloudy Balloons doing the skid around turn 10. The push on. I can't pronounce it. Pion. I tell you, I'm getting posh on the Belgian track. Oh, that one. So he's coming up to the end of the second sector now.
Moffat has actually went back into the pit, so I don't know if he's maybe had front wing damage. As Cloudy Balloons is beginning to come to the end of the lap, going through Blanchimont at the moment. He'll be hoping that he's got the appropriate heat in those tyres and brakes, certainly for La Source. Certainly a heavy braking zone, and hopefully he'll be hoping that he doesn't have the same skid going up Eau Rouge and losing a lot of straight line pace. Cloudy Balloons sets the fastest lap at the moment, the only lap of a 2 minutes and 6 seconds. He has a slide coming out of La Source.
Okay.
Saab just coming up to Blanchimont at the moment, just coming up to the bus stop chicane, as the McLaren Honda of GFMUC sits fast lap and now beaten by Delange, a 2 minute 3.
He'll be the one to watch tonight. Bloody hell. Mickey's just coming up close to Delange. So it's very interesting here tonight, to be fair. See who else. Someone's Giuseppe. Hey, Giuseppe. 203, 682. Look at that one. So during this, Craig, who do you think is your top 3 at the minute?
I think it's Delange. Goodness, core tactics, and Nicky. I think Nicky will be presented to be a further challenge that he doesn't use assists, so he could be struggling with no traction, but definitely very close between Delange and Nicky at the moment.
Yeah. Oh my God. Muffet's got off the track.
Kilo in the Force India sets a 2 minutes 5 seconds .3. So at the moment the grid that actually has set time separated by 3 seconds. Claudia Balloons just goes into the pits. Saab, I believe, remains out. From Mike, you had mentioned earlier it was heavy rain, then light rain, and then dry. So it looks if we're going to get all 3 seasons in Spa this evening.
Oh, you might as well ask Alonso for the deck chair at the end of the race. That's it.
As Muffet just goes wide at Pouillon. I don't know if he's went wide deliberately to allow another driver past.
Saab's coming up now.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was to allow the Red Bull Saab past. So very impressive from Delange at the moment, a 2 minutes 3.5. But we do have drivers yet to set a time. Saab and the Red Bulls, Spud and the Williams. Mike, I believe, had crashed out. Cod Tactics and Muffet. Cod Tactics on the intermediates.
That's risky.
So very bold from Cod Tactics. It does look as if the rain has gotten lighter, but there's still a lot of standing water. I think the big test mark would be Eau Rouge at pace. If it doesn't have traction, he could actually find himself going off.
Muffet's gone off. He has crashed out.
Yeah, I think that was just after Blanchimont. I think he'd actually went off and lost front wing and possibly front tyre.
Yeah.
So Delange still holding on to pole position at the moment with 2 minutes 3.5. Do believe he's fitting the intermediates as well as Giuseppe. So at the moment, Delange, Giuseppe, GFMUC, Cloudy Balloons, Sir Spud and Cod Tactics all moving for intermediate time. Oh! Kilo has a massive loss of traction going out of Eau Rouge and loses it into the barrier.
Oh my God.
Yeah, just carried too much pace and lost traction at the front end. He tried to recover it and eventually lost it in the barrier. He did the K-Mag.
Sector 1, Sector 3. Towards... Oh God. Oh, Nicky. Let's try and get back onto the track. Delange just avoided El Rouge. Is it El Rouge? Oh, that one. Oh, Johnny's out now. We've about under 2 minutes left now. I tell you what, it's just quite intense now.
Well, the Force India is following the Haas car of Delange fairly closely through Rivage. Yeah, I thought he would let the Force India go. It was actually the Force India of Giuseppe. Giuseppe on the outlap, but it looks as if he wants to get on with it. 1 minute 20 left in the session.
This is quite intense now. Just watching Cod Tactics now.
Well, Nitro Gash and the fellow Red Bull of Saab has actually came out on track as well. Nitro is on his outlap and is on the intermediate tyres. So it looks as if this is a tyre of choice for the majority of the grid at the moment, Malk.
Okay. Yeah, it is definitely. So just watching Cod Tactics now. Quite intense.
I'm just right on board with GFMUC as he pits. Cloudy Balloon's still out on track. It looks as if he's going slow. I think that's actually an in-lap at the moment. Sir Spud on the intermediates in the Williams car, just coming up to Lacombe. I think that... In fact, apologies, it was actually the bus stop chicane. I think that's Spud actually going on to a hot lap as he goes through La Source. Mike retired from the session, of course. Caught tactics in the Renault. Just going through sector 2 as a checkered flag for qualifying does drop. At the moment, it's still Delange in pole position, a 2 minutes 3.5, followed by Nicky, who is actually finished qualifying at the moment. So the only people that can really challenge Delange at the moment is Giuseppe in the McLaren at the moment. Yeah. I'm actually confusing myself. As Core Tactics hopefully to set a time for the first time this session. It takes pole 2 minutes 1.6. Very impressive, Malk. Very impressive.
What a lap.
So it was all or nothing on the final run, and he certainly delivered in that Renault.
Sam's retired. Oh my days.
So Delange, I think, still on track. He still could have something to say about this, but unfortunately we're actually locked because the session has finished.
Definitely. Just see, this is intense now, because we just don't know what's going to happen next.
Apologies to our viewers if we just can't follow other members on track at the moment. We're currently locked with Core Tactics as we just wait for the qualifying session to finish.
Yeah. Hopefully Spud. Giuseppe has done a 2 minutes 1.4.
That is very impressive in the McLaren.
And Spud has gone, must have hit the wall or something because he's retired.
Well, after that, Delange drops to third. Nitro in the Red Bull, a 2 minutes flat.
I'll tell you what, this is unbelievable.
Wow. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Just at the end of the session, we thought that was the results, all finished. And Nitro Gash pulls up 2 minutes, 0.4.
He says, thank you very much, guys. I'll have the award. That's it. Got a comment from Foxy Red saying it was either drawing out or it was just a great laugh. But Nitro Gash, damn, he definitely had Nitro on that Red Bull.
Well, it's just the age-old lesson on a drying out track. It always pays to be the last man across the line.
Yeah, definitely. Here you are, Craig. Usual question. Top 3.
Oh, that's going to be a tough one. I think Core Tactics will take the win. I think Giuseppe will come in second. And I think I'll go for Nicky for third.
Okay, that's interesting. I'm going to go Core Tactics, Giuseppe, and Delange.
So it's just
with Nitro fourth.
Right, okay. However, that could be entirely academic, and it could all go disastrously wrong at La Source or Eau Rouge. Or at Lecombe.
They've got to be careful.
Certainly, we've got to.
We've got full lap yes. Yes, we have.
Yeah.
We've got full racial lap. We had to. I had to say this because the last few times I was getting all dead excited, and then all of a sudden it wasn't meant to be. It was the formation lap.
Sorry to interrupt, Malk, but it looks as if the entire grid has opted for the intermediate tyres, apart from Fascon, who's went wets.
Oh.
So.
What do you think about that then?
Yeah, I think Fascon could be anticipating further rain and just hoping to stay out. Yeah, I think I would have probably elected for the intermediates at the beginning. Just play safe, and you know, just try and avoid any incidents at the beginning. Certainly an interesting choice from Fast Going. Oh, as Nitro struggles for grip on the formation lap, going wide at Rivage. So hopefully he'll remember that one for when the race begins. But I'm sure Giuseppe in the Force India will be noting that as well.
Yeah,
but that could have been down to cold tyres as well, Mark.
Yeah, could be. The crucial points of the tracks round here, obviously Eau Rouge, and the corner that just went past, the Pouchon, or whatever you call it, and the chicane. That's the three main crucial points.
Well, I think the big test for Nitro will be the Kemmel Straight. He'll be hoping to get a good traction off the source. Hopefully try to get away from the Mercedes power unit in that Force India, because if he doesn't, he's going to come under attack into Lecumbe. But it looked as if Nitro was struggling for front end grip there in the formation lap. So, the Lange was disqualified, as well as Cloudy Balloons. So I think there's possibly been contact between Cloudy Balloons and Delange in the formation lap.
We'll have to find that out, what's happened on their screen, because we didn't see that. But I would have said to them, watch out for first corner. You know, the usual tactic on here. But
we are certainly waiting for all the drivers to line up on the grid. Nerves will be high, anxieties will be increasing in the cockpits of those cars. Nitro will just be hoping to get through the source unscathed, unchallenged, and hopefully lead the pack going up the Kemmel Straight.
Here we go. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and it's go, go, go.
Oh, it's a slow start from the Force India of Giuseppe. That leaves a McLaren to come up alongside him and actually overtake him. And the Renault is actually holding on to the inside. Oh, the McLaren, the Renault really wheel. But certainly Nitro's got away cleanly, followed by the McLaren of Cloudy Balloons, and followed by the Renault of Core Tactics.
Yes, definitely.
Oh, slightly wider by Nitro.
Everyone is looking well on El Rouge then. That was just quite epic there.
Force India and Red Bull going side by side through Lecumbe.
Just watching Core Tactics there.
Oh, a slight touch between Saab and the Force India. Oh, two Force Indias make contact. I think there was debris coming off the front wing there.
It could be Giuseppe.
Yeah, I think it was Giuseppe and the other Force India, definitely.
Oh my god. JFM UFC closing in on Core Tactics, round 10.
Oh, Core Tactics goes wide in the Renault. Great move from JFMUC.
UC?
MUFC.
Yeah. UC? MUFC? Oh, the banter wagon keeps going. Mike's just moved from T11th. Old Pasco's down to 13th.
Saab certainly closing down on Delange. The chassis of the Red Bull will certainly be mighty through sector 2. But this allowing Nitrogas to open up a 1.2 second gaps to Cloudy Balloon, now 1.3.
Oh my god, they're going wide at Core Tactics! Oh my god. Sorry to interrupt. Oh my god!
Oh, Delange has got a 10-second penalty for corner cutting. Sorry, it was JFMUFC.
I just saw that.
Oh, Giuseppe going up the outside of the Williams, I believe. Oh!
3 to bed! Oh my god!
Oh, it looked as if the Red Bull of Saab had went off track. He's coming under attack from the Haas, followed by the McLaren, who's also the tail end of that is the Force India.
El Rouge! Oh my god!
Oh, the Red Bull tries to squeeze his nose in there as the Renault was struggling for grip. But Delange and the Haas, I believe, is just holding them off.
close. Sorry with that weird noise there. But this intense.
So Saab closely following behind Core Tactics and Delange. Oh, it's a dive bomb! Oh! Saab tries a dive bomb, makes contact with the Renault ahead, I believe, and he's resulted in a front wing damage.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Oh, force in there of Kilo and Haas going side by side. Puyon. Oh, Kilo just goes off. It's allowed a few cars to actually go past him.
Yeah.
I think there might have been a little bit of wheel banging, which resulted in Kilo going wide at Puyon.
Yeah, definitely. Tell you what, this is just quite intense. I'm just going to watch Bud catching up to Saab now. Oh! Just had a few comments there. Sorry about Foxy Red's comment. He said I've got about the first sector to lap 1. This was ages ago, sorry. And then Void's just commented saying this is kind of a dirty race right now, they need to chill out.
Yeah, so they need to realise that there's a long race still to go yet. Certainly in these conditions it makes it even trickier. I mean, we're only on the lap 3 of 22. It's a 5-second stop go penalty for Muffet for corner cutting.
Yeah, he's trying to get back into the pits.
Ah, okay.
I don't know if he got caught up with Pascal. Oh my god! Kept straight! Kilo! And just... Shepherd?
I'm just watching Nicky go up the inside at Lecombe of the Haas of Delange. It looks like there's slight contact. Delange holds on to 5th. I think
Kilo's just moved up to 7th. Just watching JMF. Is he just calling up to Core Tactics? See if there's any others going out. The only one that's closest at the minute is Kilo or Giuseppe. What do you think of this race so far?
Certainly been a lot to talk about at the moment.
Yeah.
Formidable start by Nitro, of course, now a 4-second gap, but certainly it's getting very tense in the midfield, and a few drivers possibly getting the elbows out a bit too early.
Just like, I'm here, sunshine. Just watch it.
It looks as if, sorry to interrupt Mark, but Nicky is actually starting to close up, and Delange going through Blanchimont. He'll be hoping to possibly get a little dive into the bus stop chicane.
The Banzai?
Maybe the Banzai, yep. Very neat by Nicky there. Closing row, a little bit of loss of traction at the rear end. That's allowing Delange to pull a little gap.
I tell you what, there's some good cars coming in the midfield. Between 5th and 8th. Yeah, between 5th and 8th. It's like couple of seconds. But it's quite intense here. I think he was right earlier, Craig, that Pascal had to go to the Inters because it was getting
Nicky getting a little close for comfort on Delange's rear wheel there. Certainly looks in the straight line that Nicky has got the pace of over the Haas car of Delange. So maybe running a little less downforce than Delange ahead, but certainly this will compromise his traction in the second sector.
Yeah, definitely. 12, 10, 8. So at the minute, Delange will be on 6 points, I think. I think he'll be on 6 points. But he'll be on 62 at the minute. So Spud, the one that's nearest, he would have 2 points, he'll got 42. Mike, he'll have 1 point, but he'll be 41. We've got Yellows in sector 3, but I don't know where that's coming from.
We're going up to Bonchimon, and Nicky is close right up in the gearbox of the Lange, but he has to lift. He just doesn't have the downforce to keep the power going through Bonchimon, as he's hoping to close in the bus stop chicane, hopefully getting a passing Kemmel straight.
Yeah.
Oh, again he lights up his rear wheels, and it looks as if the force into Kilo was struggling off the slow traction corner as well.
Yeah, I just want to Spud and Giuseppe now. Can the Williams catch up to Giuseppe on this one? I've just got another comment from Foxy Red. Very entertaining start. It just got a bit too hot and messy. It was just a shame to see the Haas, the Renault and the Red Bull come together. Could have been a great scrap. What do you think about that? Right.
Yeah, I certainly think it could have developed further if the drivers had been a bit more patient, but certainly there's a long way still to go in this race. Certainly we've still got a pit stop to take, and hopefully that closes the grid down again.
I tell you what.
A cracking four-way battle from 4th to 7th at the moment, Mark. I think the GFMUFC and the McLaren is at the head of the snake. Oh, yeah, I think you're going to... Yeah, I just caught the back of that.
I do apologise, Craig. Sorry, I'll stop that. I do apologise. I get over excited there.
It looks in sector 2 that Kilo's actually running a bit more downforce, and it's allowing himself to close down in Nicky, who can't get the move done in Delange at the moment. But certainly he loses pace and he loses distance to Nicky in the straights. So Kilo's going to have to get this move done in the corners, where, because of the conditions, could be increasingly difficult.
Okay.
The Lange run wide, the Renault's coming in, the bus stop chicane, Nicky goes round wide. They just have to keep the traction and hopefully get the move done. The Lange just tucks in behind them. It looks as if Kilo struggles for rear grip as well. But certainly don't discount the Lange. I think it was just because the Lange ran wide, that allowed the Renault and Nicky to respond and just make the move stick.
What a move. Oh. Sorry.
Looked as if Nicky went wide. He went wide there. Certainly that'll cost him pace. That'll allow Delange to cut in behind them, get his slipstream, hopefully close him down into Lacombe.
Yeah, just watching it from the car TV view. It's closed in. I was also saying, we know the weather situation, but all Delange's gone one day. What lap do you reckon the dry will kick in? And when do they think they'll pit in?
Well,
as your guess.
I don't know when it'll get dry, as in we'll need dry tyres. But I usually put in once DRS is permitted. That for me is indication that it's dry enough for the dry tyres.
Yeah.
But I think but it looks as if Delange could be struggling for grip at the moment because Kilo's closing them down. Oh, Kilo slides.
Oh my god.
And that's just allowing Delange to open up the gap again. I thought Delange could have come under threat at the bus stop chicane from Kilo, but he'll be having a big sigh of relief there after seeing Kilo slide behind him.
Yeah.
But JFMUFC and the McLaren could be coming under attack from the Renault of Nicky.
Yeah, I'm just watching it now.
Well, it looks as if the rain is getting a bit lighter. Certainly we've got the dry racing line.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of a rain.
Could we see the dry tyre in the next 8 laps? And then that would give us a good dry run at the end. Well, Nicky's right up the back of GFM UFC. Up the Kemmel straight. The McLaren tucks in behind the Renault. Will he make a move into Lecombe? He won't want to be giving up this position. Whoa! Looked as if GFM UFC had missed his braking point there, Malk.
Yeah. That's a shame, because he was doing so well as well. But now he's going to lose another place.
Oh, Kilo's sticking his nose in. He's not. Oh, he's.
Oh my God!
Yeah, Kilo was getting a little bit feisty there.
Kilo's like, look. He's getting defensive. Oh my God! Don't do this to us.
Oh, Kilo runs wide at Puyo and he just lost grip.
Yeah, that's poor little bit of breathing space for JMFCC.
But while all this battle is going on, Nitro is disappearing into the distance, opening up a 7.3 second gap to Cloudy Balloons in second. But definitely an impressive first race from Cloudy Balloons.
Yes.
Oh, great move by JFM UFC round the outside of the Renault. I think he caught Nicky sleeping there. Oh, sorry.
I did not see that, sorry. I'm just watching Core Tactics, catching up with Cloudy Balloons. But as you said, Craig, he's doing a really good race. And Nitro as well, to be fair.
In fact, I thought it was GFM UFC. It wasn't. It was actually Cloudy Balloons. Oh! What's happening with Cloudy Balloons? I think he saved it though. He's averted terminal damage. I think he's damaged the front right hand side of his wing. The right hand side of his wing is certainly damaged. That will result in a pit stop, and it's just unfortunate because he was doing so well.
Yeah,
and that's
commentator's curse there.
Certainly that's allowed Core Tactics to run in free air and hopefully, or he'll be hoping, to chase down Nitro.
Yeah, just watching. There's quite a few yellow sectors. Oh, in sector 2, I don't know where from. But JMF, you said. I can't say it. JF.
MUFC.
Yeah. He was caught up with Kilo then. Oh, the lads just got moved to 4?
Yeah, it's a 4-way battle at the moment. Looks as if the track...
It can't be dry.
No, I don't think it's dry, but it's certainly drying. And I think we're almost close to the switch over, maybe?
I would say another 2 laps. I
mean, certainly the cars are still chucking up a fair amount of spray. As the McLaren GFM UFC and the Force Indy of Kilo are having a good battle going through Blanchimont. Oh, Kilo goes a little wide. Well, GFM UFC throw up the inside. Oh, he's having a little look. Kilo leaves the door open. Kilo will have the inside line for the next corner, but GFM UFC gets a better run out the corner.
Nicky's going to the pits then. I'll tell you what, Craig. I've got a heart attack already on this.
So Nicky pits for another set of ultras. Ko has to come in and goes for the soft tyre, super soft tyre.
Super soft?
Oh, no, now it's a soft. There's certainly an issue with this game. It originally looked like soft and then went super soft and back to soft, but on the telemetry it is showing as a soft tyre.
Giuseppe? Oh no! What a move. Giuseppe nearly got it then, but MUFC has got it. What a move.
Fast Going's having a run at Cloudy Balloons in the soft tyre. Yeah, I think that might have been the wrong decision. Cloudy Balloons loses traction and goes off at Eau Rouge. So, an incorrect decision by the mechanics to put Cloudy Balloons on the dry soft tyre. Muffet loses traction as well. Believe he's off just after Lacombe. Cloudy Balloons retires from the race.
Will we see a safety car? Or
highly unlikely. I think the safety car has been a bit of an issue in recent times, even after the fix.
Okay.
So Delange still close behind, Kilo's still close behind the Haas of Delange, coming up to Blanchimont. Kilo looks to have the straight line pace, but again he loses it round the high speed corner. It looks as if he just lifts off a bit too late. Both cars staying out, Kilo closing Delange a little bit more. But it looks as if Kilo is struggling for traction out of the slow speed corners.
Yeah, just a bit. You can't get the exit right.
I think he does use no traction though, so it certainly will compromise his exit out of the slow pace corners. Giuseppe hoping to have a run at GFM UFC up the Kemmel Straight. Certainly that McLaren was lacking in power on the straight. Oh, GFM UFC has a little move. Defending.
Oh. Sorry, Craig.
So GFM UFC loses out to Giuseppe. Moves down to 6th place at the moment, but he's certainly not willing to give it up as Giuseppe runs wide. That allows GFM UFC to try and move into the inside of Ravage.
No.
Nice move by GFM UFC in the McLaren.
What a move.
As Sir Spudden, the Williams will be hoping to close in as well.
I've just had another comment as well from Foxy Red. He said, do you think they will pit for softs or go all the way? I go all the way, or to do 2 stints on the super softs or ultra softs?
I think if you looked at Cloudy Balloon's decision to come on soft, it was far too early. I think if you pit for super softs even now, you could probably get them to the end. I think the Ultra's last 8 laps, super softs 11, and I think the softs last about 13-14 laps. So certainly if we have the crossover, we can certainly see that people going into super softs. So we'll go on board with Nitro Gas, who puts on the soft tyre.
I think that's the safest move.
That's the safest move. That's the safest move. It is. I'm just going to stay with Delange at the moment just to see what tyres he puts on. Looks as if the McLaren's going to go into the soft, as well as the Haas of Delange. GFM UFC goes super. Oh, well, it did appear softs at super softs for a minute and then jumped to softs.
No. Giuseppe's going for super softs.
Good lad. That's what I would have went.
No softs.
There's definitely an issue with the telemetry here. Okay. It does show momentarily super softs and then jumps to softs. Personally, I think it's still too early. I've maybe done 1, maybe 2 more laps, but those intermediate tyres will be screaming. Muffet, I think, just gives space to the overlapping, certainly the lapping car of Nitro. Tactics currently stayed out. He's still on the intermediates. I think he's maybe going to give it another lap or 2, but you can certainly see the graining on the front left and right tyre and also the right, so certainly he's pushing the intermediate tyres to the limit, but Nitro's down to 5.9 seconds gap, 5.4.
Oh my god, Kilo! What a move! He just took Delange on
but I'm just looking at Delange though. Malky is coming back strong. So certainly Delange isn't going to give up this position easily.
Oh, lost my voice then. Nitro has caught up to core tactics now.
Yeah,
So
I don't anticipate core tactics fighting too hard here. I think Nitro lost a bit of traction coming out of the slow corner. What I want to see is what tyres core tactics goes on. If it was me, I would go super softs. Certainly you will get 10 laps out of them. Appears to be the softs.
They might be changed.
I think the reason they're probably going soft tyre milk is because of the low temperatures and the harder tyre compound will work better in the low low temperatures. Oh, God Tactics loses it, and it's resulted in internal damage going through Orange.
No.
It's certainly just watching the replay, he clipped the curb and actually ended up on the grass, and yeah, that's a major off at Orange.
Oh my God, Spud on the nearest straight. Can he overtake? I can't see.
I think he's thought better of it. Backed off it for the moment, as we have Muffet retiring from the session as well.
I hope you guys enjoyed the stream as much as we are on this. It's intense. This one.
Oh, Sab right up the gearbox of Giuseppe. Just coming into the corner with no name, coming down to Poo on Willie. Attempt a little cheeky banzai move. Thinks better of it, but it looks as if the Red Bull of Sab performs better in the high speed corners compared to the Force India of Giuseppe.
Yeah.
Delange currently 1.6 seconds behind Kilo now after that overtake, increased now to 2.1, fastest lap from Nitro at 1:55.2.
Nice. Who's been your driver so far?
Certainly Nitro, he's led from the front throughout, but there's been some really spectacular overtakes in the midfield.
Oh, okay.
But at the moment, Nitro is driver of the day so far.
I would agree with that as well. But Giuseppe has done a 1:53.6.
Well, I've just jumped on board with Sir Spud coming up to Eau Rouge, just behind GFM UFC. The gap now 2.2 seconds. GF. Oh! Yeah, I think the two of us really clinched at that moment. Yeah, certainly it'll be advantage Spud with DRS and the Mercedes power unit of the Williams, and Spud gets the move done, moving up to Lacombe. Certainly he's not giving up on this position. Spud runs wide. I thought he was going to run wide at Ravage. Oh, he's struggling for rear traction there, causing him to lose. Yeah, he wouldn't have wanted that car pointing the wrong way.
Yes, but no, but.
Yes, but no, but you're but.
Yeah. No, don't do this. Not you, Craig. I mean, that's it. I'm just watching the camera view from the back of Spuds.
Well, the battle between Sab and Giuseppe is still ongoing through Sector 2. Can Sab tuck in behind the Force India and get that Force India to drag him up to the bus stop chicane, possibly making a banzai move? But he certainly will have DRS on the pit straight, and okay, he's straight. He tries a little dive bomb to avoid action. He certainly cuts the corner, but I think that was probably the sensible move to do. I'm noticing that Giuseppe was beginning to turn in and preferring to avoid losing our front wing. Oh, a little dive bomb into the source. Certainly a cheeky wee move, but the Force India will certainly have the DRS on the Camel Straight and will lead possibly to Saab losing that position again.
Come on.
Giuseppe tucking in behind Saab, goes to the outside. DRS Oldham coming up to Lecombe.
No.
Oh, I think the Force India just got ahead. That allowed them to. Oh, a slight contact between Saab and the Force India. I think that was the end plate coming off the front wing of the Red Bull. But the battle between the McLaren and the Williams of Spud is ongoing. As we enter Pouillon, slight loss of front end grip from the McLaren. That allows Spud to open up the gap.
Oh, Spud's gone wide.
Oh, GFM UFC sliding a little bit as well, losing front end grip.
JFM.
Oh, Saab's had an off. He's actually in the gravel. Nicky coming up in the Renault from behind. Saab trying to lose, trying to miss out on the connection as Saab leaves the session. I don't know if there was maybe slight contact as both him and the Force India were fighting at that time.
I don't know, but Kilo's to the fastest lap of 1v50.1 and he's slowly catching up to Nitro, but it's going to be very impossible.
Well, just looking at the battle between Sir Spud and JFM UFC, Giuseppe slightly behind the by 1.4 seconds. Will be looking to join in this battle and possibly overtake both drivers.
Pounds.
Certainly pounds.
We'll see how it does El Rouge. All okay so far. Fair play to Spud. He's catching, he needed to get the fourth. He couldn't do anything to try and catch up to Delange unless it proved me wrong.
Well, the Force India of Giuseppe's catching JFM UFC in the McLaren. So we could see a battle between our two new members in the Performance League tonight.
Yeah, definitely. It's not JFM.
JFM.
It's not one of those products.
No, it's
JFM.
not. Or JML.
JML, that's the one. Not JML. Oh my god. I'll retire on this now.
But we could possibly have a four-way battle shortly as Nicky is closing in on this three-way battle at the moment. Nicky currently 3.3 seconds behind Giuseppe and the Force India.
Yeah. Giuseppe's closer in on JFM.
A gap between Giuseppe and GFM UFC down to half a second now. So GFM UFC certainly struggling in straight line speed in the McLaren, and this will allow the Mercedes power unit Force India to make a move. Dives up the inside at the bus stop. Not much that GFM UFC could have done, but he's certainly not giving up, the McLaren driver.
Jesus. Oh my god.
Oh, Giuseppe runs wide, and this will allow Nicky to actually attack Giuseppe at pace.
Be interesting now.
The question is Nicky close enough for DRS activation?
I don't know.
I don't think he is. I think he's just slightly outside. He is, but the Renault power unit will be more mightier than a Honda in the back of that McLaren and Force India. Oh, a little bit of a slide. I think I'll join you.
Nicky closing in on Giuseppe now. Oh, this lovely helicopter view.
Well, the gap now 16.3 seconds at the front for Nitro. He's certainly commanded this race from start to finish. Kilo doing his best in the Force India to actually catch Nitro, but I think with the laps remaining, Nitro has certainly got the gap he requires to take the lead.
Keep it concentrated.
Take the lead, yeah, take the lead and secure that win.
This is intense at the minute.
We're currently on lap
minute.
17 of the Belgian Grand Prix. We have a three-way battle between GFM UFC, Giuseppe and Nicky. Oh, Giuseppe slightly touches the grass.
Through the white, through the...
GFM
Inside.
UFC defends inside. Giuseppe has to go round the outside. Nicky just try to close in a little cut there by Giuseppe. Allows GFM UFC to open up a little gap, but Nicky will certainly close in on the Force India.
Oh my God.
It's all going to come down to the Camel Straight Milk. Certainly the McLaren driver will be a sitting duck with two powerful cars, or certainly more powerful cars. Oh, certainly not side by side throw Rouge. Certainly not. Oh, there's slight contact between the Force India and McLaren. A big slide from GFM UFC. Nicky's backed out of it. He's allowed the Force India to go past.
Oh my God. I tell you what. Side by side in El Rouge.
Certainly not advisable.
No, but if anyone did that, fair play.
There's Joy Nitro at the front of the gap. 15.9 seconds. Certainly Nitro's driven a stormer tonight in the Red Bull. Certainly nobody's getting near him as he just comes round the bus stop chicane. Looking to start the 18th lap of a 22 lap race. Kilo currently in second in the Force India. Delange in third in the Haas. Spud in the Williams in fourth. Giuseppe in fifth in the Force India. Nicky in the Renault in sixth. GFM UFC and McLaren in seventh. Fascoin and Mercedes in eighth. And at the back of the grid is Mike in ninth on the super soft tyres.
Just going to check. Nitro at the minute, he'll go up to 23 points. So, at the minute, Kilo, 10 points, he will get 22. Delange, 8 points. So, 64 points. Spud, I think it's 7 points. So, 48 points at the minute. So, I'll just do it for the top four at the minute. But at the minute, the Lash will be very hard to beat in the league at the minute.
Yeah, certainly securing strong points in third at the moment as things stand. He just has to remain consistent.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think the allocations will be interesting next week to see what car Nitro goes in. A car that we expected to be quite limited at Spa, certainly for the long straights. He certainly did what he needed to do. Fast going, currently behind GFM UFC at the moment in the battle for 7th. Going through Pouillon, the Mercedes power unit will certainly give Fast going an advantage as GFM UFC goes defensive.
I keep hearing JMF.
Did I say JMF or did I say GF?
JMF.
GFM.
Like JML. It's like JML.
GFM.
Yeah.
Confusing myself.
I'm confused now.
We'll side by side through Blanchimont.
No.
Certainly the Mercedes power unit of Fast going allowed that pass to happen through Blanchimont, just overpowering the McLaren on the inside. But I think GFM will have DRS. He does. Will that allow him to get close enough to the Mercedes up to La Source?
Not with the McLaren.
No, unfortunately not.
Unless he had 1-1 wings, then it would be a lot more easier.
Oh, Nicky's actually closed down in Giuseppe again, and the Force into the gap now 0.9 of a second, with Sir Spud slightly ahead of both drivers here with a 6-second gap.
Oh, this is intense. If you are enjoying the stream, guys, make sure you like, subscribe, and make sure you like, subscribe on Craig's as well. You know, we always do it for the banter and enjoy the racing as well. So, sorry, there's some advertisement. Go on.
The gap down to 0.7 a second, 0.6 seconds now between Giuseppe and Nicky. So certainly things aren't finished at the moment. The battle for fifth continues as Giuseppe just runs a little bit wide there coming out the corner. Coming up to Blanchimont, Nicky will be hoping to close in, and Giuseppe possibly a little cheeky move down the inside of the bus stop chicane, but I think Giuseppe's too far ahead at the moment. But Nicky will certainly be close enough for DRS. Oh, a slight lock up from Nicky, but he is closing down on Giuseppe.
Yeah. Sorry, you have to say that. Hey, Giuseppe. You got to do it. You got to do it, okay. Hey, Nicky. Hey, Giuseppe.
Italian isn't one of my strongest impersonations, to be honest with you.
Craig. Oh, hi.
Yeah, Giuseppe. See, told you. Oh, Nicky's closed right up on Giuseppe. 3.3 seconds. Giuseppe looks to just have the straight line speed, and the Mercedes powering all the force in there. But Nicky he's continuing to hunt him down. Spud will be rubbing his hands because the more and more these guys battle, the further away he can get, and hopefully secure fourth in tonight's race.
What do you think Spud and Mike will have to do to stop the lunch in the league?
Crash him out. No, he's certainly a very tough competitor, Delange. He's certainly consistent, and that's clear as well in F2, the Eco Leagues, as well as Notorious. Both consistent drivers, and they're certainly tough to beat. I think the allocations will play into it a little bit, but it's certainly been impressive from Nitro and Delange, and cars that weren't expected to secure wins or podiums.
No.
But I mean, there's still a lot of races to go, and anything could happen. Oh, Nicky dives up the outside, the force in there. Oh, nice. I think he just caught Giuseppe sleeping, but Giuseppe won't be giving up in this place that easy because he knows that fifth position is all to play for.
That would be good for Spud at the minute. I know you've already said it, sorry, Craig, but he'd be very happy with that.
Well, the gap now between Spud and Nicky is 7 seconds, so Spud has increased the gap while this pair has been battling, but Giuseppe will now have the DRS advantage as well as a Mercedes power unit on Nicky.
Yeah.
Will he return the favour on Nicky for that little dive up the bus stop chicane?
Cortantix said, "Go on, Nicky." It's like a fist pump. No, go on, Nicky. Oh, that one.
So certainly, so Cortantix is certainly a fan of Nicky this evening.
Yeah. You'll see all the advertisements coming out next. Core Tactics and Nicky brands. That's it. T-shirts. Next. Sorry, I'm going over the top here.
As we begin the final lap of the Belgian Grand Prix, Nitro Gas has certainly commanded this race from start to finish. The gap 13.6 seconds. Nitro just has to bring the car home safely, as does Kilo.
Don't say that. Context curse on this one. Spud. Nicky's caught up to Spud, I think. Yeah, yes.
Spud might have had an issue because he had a 7 seconds advantage at the start of the previous lap. So I wonder if Spud.
Yeah,
I wonder if Spud maybe had a loss of traction somewhere. and had an issue. So Spud could be beginning to panic.
Just wait to.
He will just need to hold up the gap. Certainly won't lose out in DRS, but he just needs to keep it tight coming through the rest of the lap. But Nicky is closing down Spud at phenomenal rate. The gap now 1.2, but certainly penalties will come into effect as well, Malk, and Matt. I was actually reading a message from someone from Matt. Apologies, but it's certainly, we still have to wait and see who has penalties, who hasn't, and that could change everything.
Yeah, I just want to say congratulations to Nitro Gash on the last corner now. I'm just going to switch now. Congratulations, mate, well done.
Yeah, definitely echo that. Congratulations, Nitro. I believe that's first win of the season. Certainly a commanding win as well. So certainly my driver of the day.
Yeah, definitely. Foxy Red has just commented, so I think Spud is field saving. But I don't know about
that. Possibly, but I know Spud likes to keep a little bit of fuel at the end so he can go rich. So Spud just needs to be defensive the last few corners here. I think he's got it.
No.
Oh, a big slide from Nicky as he was trying his utmost to get that jump done at the end. Looked as if Spud does secure fourth. Nicky for fifth, Giuseppe in sixth. Fast Going will bring the car home in seventh, with JF MUFC in eighth.
Yeah.
I did, just to make sure that I got it right. So what we'll do is we'll try and invite the race winner, of course, as well as Kilo and Delange for the podium interviews. So as the invites go out, we'll just yep. So we just wait for the race winner, the second place finisher, and the final podium finisher and third to join us this evening. Mark, your highlights of the race this evening?
Nigel Gus winning. I've never seen him win at all, and it's been an honour to see him win. And there's some good midfield battles.
Well, certainly looks emphatic on the top of that podium as Delange joins us in the commentary box. Congratulations in the third place tonight. Certainly a hard fought victory, a hard fought third place, should I say. So what we'll do is we're just going to wait for Kilo and Nitro hopefully to join us as the race winner just joins us as we're speaking.
Before you start, guys, make sure your voice is allowed to be shared.
Yeah, it's okay.
And if you could just stay in the lobby screen as well, and that'll allow us to pick up your voices as well.
Yeah. While we're waiting for that, Craig just had another comment from Foxy Red. He said, "Great and entertaining race. Love seeing battles like that without lag." So. Yeah,
certainly that that allows it to be a lot easier without the lag issues. It allows guys to go wheel to wheel safely. Although the conditions were certainly challenging tonight for every driver. As we wait for Kilo to hopefully join us tonight.
I think coming. I think he said he's got to go.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, congratulations to Nitro, first win of the season, I believe.
First win ever.
First win ever.
Yeah, even in the other league that we don't mention.
How does that feel to say, or how does that feel to hear? Nitro Gas, you are a Grand Prix winner.
Congratulations.
Oh, that key left it.
Oh, really? Kilo, before you start, make sure your voice is shared, please. we'll do the interviews again.
Yep.
I
So,
think Nitro and Gas would like to hear that again.
so certainly in quali, it looked as if COD Tactics had pole position wrapped up, but in the dying settings, Nitro, you secured pole. How did you do it? First and foremost.
Yeah, well, my wet lap wasn't great, but then when I got back to the pits, I've got enough time to change and go out hopefully and get a lap in. So I had like 9 seconds when I was coming up to the line, and then just managed to hold on to it. Really. It wasn't. I mean, I don't know what the gap was. I didn't see the time.
I think it was probably 0.9 of a second. I think there was a fair gap.
It was a bit of a gap, I think.
So could you explain your thought process securing pole, sitting in front of the grid in a Red Bull in the wet, going into Spa? What was your thoughts going to the grid there, Nitro?
Don't dump it, go no Rouge.
We all said that. We knew that was going to happen.
First lap, just get up over Rouge. Look behind me, see how close people are, and then there was quite a little bit of a gap, so I was like, right, calm down and just be smooth and see what happens. And like lap after lap, they were just falling behind me, so I was like, I don't need to push any harder, I'll just be safe while it's wet. And then luckily I got a call about changing tactics when I was just on the back straight, and it said soft, so I was like, it's still raining, so I don't know what to do, but I went for it, and then literally as I was going in the pit lane, it went DRS enabled, so I was like, right, it's probably the right time now. So.
Okay. At what point in the race, or did you at any point in the race say, I've got this?
About 2 laps out, when Kilo put in like the fastest lap, and I was like 2 seconds a lap slower than him, and I thought, I'll put it on Rich and push and see how close I can get to him, and I was like only a tenth or something off his time, so I was like, right, if I need to push again, I can push again because I've got fuel, but I'll just stay calm and just use the time I've got to like be safe. So I was sort of lifting it up at Rouge on the last few laps just to make sure I made it, so I didn't want to dump it.
Okay. Kilo, welcome. Congratulations on second place. Hard fought second place, it looked like. It seemed as if there were times you struggled for grip at the start of the race. I think there was a few times you went off at Puyon. But it certainly sounds that you got or it looks like you got the elbows out, fought hard for second place. How does it feel?
Feels great, man. Thank you. I had a good race. Just trying to survive there in the rain, because with everybody losing grip and crashing and all that, I just didn't know if I was going to be able to make it till it dried up, but I did and came out ahead and got by DeLange and tried to catch Nitro, but he had too much of a gap and he managed it well, so congrats to him, and just had a good race other than that.
Malk, have you got any questions?
I'll start with Nitro, actually. Sure. Nitro, you are amazing. And I'm glad to see you win that first ever win, especially in Spa. And how does it feel? Just get that emotion out.
I can't really sort of believe it. When I got the new controller, I was like, I've been playing GT Sport, been doing really well in that, and then I did a few laps on Spa, and I was like, God, I'm so much quicker. But then I thought, all you guys have been practicing, you know, and I don't know what it's going to turn out like. And then when it was wet, I was like, oh God, here we go, I haven't even got a wet setup. So I just fiddled with my dry setup and just went for it, and then I can't believe I've been racing with a dodgy controller so long. But,
I wouldn't be surprised if you chucked it at the wall every time after every race. But don't do that now, because you're an actual F1 winner.
I know.
But like I said, it's been an honour and privilege to see you win finally.
Cheers,
So
guys.
many. And did you thought that you was going to get pole after you got
No.
that tap?
No. I just thought I can go faster on instant, so I was in fifth. So I thought if I put another one in, I'm instant. So I'll be quick.
Okay.
And then when it said pole, I was like, whoa.
Okay. But like I said, fair play to you, just no one was by you. Obviously, Kilo was coming in closer and closer a little bit, but you just kept it in first and just said, hey, calm down, out first.
Exactly.
That's it. But you did well, mate, and congratulations tonight.
Cheers, man. Thanks, mate.
Kilo, are you there, mate?
Yeah, man.
Did you think second was the best of... sorry. Do you think second was the best that you could do today? Or did you think you could have got first by at least catching up to Nitro?
Well, I think I started P9, so I wasn't really banking on second. So I'm just pleased with being able to make it as far up as I did.
To be fair, I see some good battles tonight. And there was like quite a few midfields as well. What was your best moment of that battle? Or any battle?
I think following Delance for as long as I did, coming into the pits and going back out and staying behind him, and then there at the end of the Kimmel Straight, I think he spun his tires, lit them up coming off the corner, and I was able to drive by him, but being able to get by him finally was probably my best moment.
Fair dues, mate. I mean, fair play to you for getting from P9 to get to second, and from that conditions there, especially at Spa with El Rouge saying, do not anger me at all, and you dominated it well. So fair play to you, mate, on that one. Delange, are you there? Like I said, with the race, how did you think you've done? Like, third, did you think third was the best that you could do? Or do you think second? Or obviously first?
I was aiming for a podium.
Yeah.
But my last qualifying lap, I was off track, so that was a bit disappointing. Otherwise, I would be a bit more to the front, I think.
Yeah.
But in the rain, I just struggled too much in the beginning of the race. I couldn't control the car.
Okay.
I got a 10-second penalty because I met the track.
Was that for pushing? Or like trying to push your car?
Leaving the track, gaining advantage or something like that.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like you gaining.
So I thought I lost the place. I managed to create a gap.
Okay. Like I said, you're still in the lead in the championship.
But also the most consistent podium scorer. I think that's your fifth podium of the season. Certainly you've opened up the gap to Spud in second and Mike in third. Do you feel at this stage in the season, Delange, that you can actually go and secure the championship?
You don't know. There's still a lot of races to come. Right, I think.
Yeah, you've got
We've got
Monza,
Monza,
Australia, China, Mexico, and Singapore. Now, out of them tracks, guys, which ones do you think you'll get most points from? So we'll start with you, Delange.
Well, it depends on the car allocation, of course. But usually Monza is one of my good tracks.
Okay.
Yeah, my Belgian. Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
You never know. You never know. You never know until the fat lady sings. That's what I always say. I know. How about you, Kilo?
I like Singapore. I think the tight and twisty tracks, and with a little bit of attrition, I think I can do well there, like I did in Monaco.
Okay. So you're hoping to try at least build some points up before the Singapore finale?
Oh,
On that one.
definitely.
Fair dues. Fair dues. How about you, Nitro? What would be your track to look out for?
Monza, definitely. And even though I don't really like it, Australia. I don't know why, but I don't really enjoy it. But I've got like a second there and a third there.
Okay.
So I'm getting quite lucky there. I don't know why.
Well, have you got a coin? Put it in your pocket. That'll be it. But yeah, Craig, have you got any more questions?
I would just like to ask each driver their favourite moment of tonight's race, beginning with Delange.
My favorite moment was when I saw I built a 10-6 again for spin.
Kilo?
I
Favourite?
guess my favorite moment would be coming out of the bus stop and seeing the checkered flag, because I was just happy to make it to the end.
Thank you.
Fair play.
Nitro, need we ask?
Crossing the line.
No, I don't think that was. I think it was something else.
Finally let go of the controller.
I wouldn't be surprised if Nitro drinks all night tonight for celebration. I don't know.
Can't
Celebrate.
start a new job and never go.
I don't. It's only an F1.
No celebrating into the wee hours.
Yeah.
I just want to say congratulations again, guys. Thanks for taking the time to come and speak to us for a little while.
Cheers,
and
guys.
wish you the very best of luck for the remaining races of the season.
Cheers. Well done, guys. Well done, Kilo. Well done, Delange.
Thanks, guys. Congratulations, drivers.
While the guys are off the chat, what's your pick of the moment, shall we say?
Yeah, it's a tough one. We've seen a lot of wheel-to-wheel action tonight. Some were successful, some less so. Just unfortunate that some moves were maybe attempted too recklessly, and I think that might have robbed us of further action. So it'll be interesting to see if anything comes out of that, whether there's anything being placed in the stewards, or people just move on from that, just learn from it. But I certainly think the midfield battles was my highlight of tonight's race, and certainly witnessing the very first race win in Nitro. I think that was something I think anybody's first ever race win, particularly if you've been racing for a while, is something a bit special. So certainly feel privileged to have witnessed that as well.
I mean, for me personally, considering I've been racing since 2010, I didn't win my first race till probably about 4 or 5 seasons into it. So probably about a year or 2 years of that one, shall we say? But whenever you get that first win, you'll be relieved and you'll be dead happy on that one, regardless if it's performance or equal. When you get that first win, no one can pressure you, and now I can see Nitro getting to the top 3. I think personally. But how about you, Craig?
I certainly think it's possible the races remaining. I certainly think tonight is going to be a big confidence boost for Nitro. Certainly a lot of learning from that as well. And I think once you break your duck of that first race win, that you start to believe in yourself that you can actually go and secure another one. And I think that's where Nitro could find himself tonight. And it'll be interesting to see if he maintains that form. But I think Delange still remains the driver to beat. Certainly the most consistent podium scorer this season.
Who just stop him?
Well, that's the question. I think we missed a big driver in Notorious tonight. Certainly he leads the F2 Championship at the moment, equal performance. So,
Yeah.
you know, I'm wondering how it might have developed if Notorious had been racing tonight. It could have been a challenge for
I think it
Delange.
would have been different.
But we've got to, just live with the reality that we've had tonight. For me, it was a good race, and looking forward to Monza.
I am indeed. And there's definitely Bonzo moments, especially in the first corner.
Certainly.
Can I just say a big thank you, Craig, for commentary tonight and all the info, and interrupting with the JML stuff, shall we say. But cracking commentary as always.
And yourself, Mark, thanks very much for joining me, and thanks for everybody that joined us, and we hope that you enjoyed tonight's race as much as we enjoy commentating on it, and we hope that you join us again for round 8, which is the Italian Grand Prix next Tuesday evening. But also, if you're free tomorrow night, the two equal leagues are also competing again tomorrow night, so hopefully you join us for other races as well, or if you're interested in joining us for racing, please feel free to sign up.
Definitely. Make sure you like, subscribe, go to the Invictus Racing League.
Cheers for that, guys. Speak to you all later.